much. When I was asking you questions earlier, we talked about the ISOs and the apparent requirement. I know you didn't do it, but the apparent requirement for a medical expert in advance of issuing an ISO, and the fact that that would take a number of weeks, and you said 45 to 90 days. I went through all the different steps that might actually lead to that. So you agree that it's the DEA's mission to protect the public safety, and we agree that there's a tremendous amount of delay. And a part of that delay, in no small measure, is the requirement that before you get that administrative tool of the ISO, you have to get a medical expert. So can you, as acting administrator, agree with me today that you would be willing to re-examine the medical expert requirement?
Absolutely.
And I appreciate that.
And again, we're using the word requirement. I think these documents are in reference to distributors and not doctors and pharmacies, but I'd be happy to go back and look into that further.
Yeah, it was actually referenced to doctors and pharmacies, but that's okay. As long as we're working it out, that's where we want to go. We want to make things better. And one of the reasons that I get so passionate about this is you saw Mr. Tonko's minority slide of Hurley Drug earlier. Well, Hurley, Virginia is 33 miles from Williamson, West Virginia, where that drugstore is located. And anybody with any sense knows a big bunch of those pills were coming into my district. Likewise, I had some additional questions that dealt with the fact that we have problems in with red flags being raised that apparently takes a while to be picked up on. So we had a doctor in Giles County who was sending his patients over to West Virginia to get drugs. We have a situation in Martinsville where they have, according to the CDC, they prescribe more opioid painkillers than anywhere else in the U.S. per capita, and where another doctor was prescribing opioids for patients in North Carolina. So I look forward to working with you to solve these problems, but these are real-world problems, real-world people, and real-world deaths.
I agree with you.
I yield back. I now recognize Congresswoman Walters for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.